Because we did ask, what if we just kill him?
Yeah. I can't talk to you.
No, it's too busy.
Might also be Ghost.
Might also be Ghost.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based
Unfinished
advertising
business,
model
though?
would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
Gross.
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
That's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
I need you to shut off your broadcast.
Oh. I suppose that means you aren't here for the Saltuna.
Afraid not.
The third option is it's a choice.
The choice.
Oh, a shame. I'd been saving a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey for an occasion like this.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
If you're free of the other corporations, why would you want to bring them back?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
And you're tired of scrounging and scraping by, is that it?
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
That's a coward's answer.
I have people to look after. I need to be practical.
That's why Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
This lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Fine, but how do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course.
But
If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting with the Bolt 52, we won't need to advertise anymore. We can stop
We
our
need to get into the
transmissions
building
altogether.
for that Switch game.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
this Bolt 52 sounds useful. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush.
Where do we find one?
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to
Building
move
for
our
that
walls
Switch
in.
game.
These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Why are you saying it that way?
Saying what? Which way?
Arms. You're saying arms instead of arms.
That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what.
I'm sure I'll know it when I find it.
Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Oh, he is a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Before I go, I need to ask you about something.
What can I do for you?
I have questions about MSI and the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
This is why you can't trust corporations and their so-called laws.
It's true, the board has treated us unfairly, but I'd always envisioned that things could be different. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. Back then, it was known as Terra 1.
What happened to the other corporations?
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI, right?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward-thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Like that's what you saw in Edgewater? Come on. People look out for themselves.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
I take it your leadership didn't embrace your ideas.
No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
I hope you gave them the finger.
In a manner of speaking, many of us stayed behind in an act of quiet but firm defiance. As the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
Enormous
On the
suits.
contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
But why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
I want to talk about something else.
What can I do for you?
I've got to go.
Do we need to ask about the jamming?
Hmm.
Be careful with your new friends in Amber Heights. They're not the most reliable types.
Now, how do you know about
Anyway,
that?
What can I do for you?
We have reputation now.
Oh. I need MSI to stop broadcasting. You're jamming Devil's Peak Station.
You're just as rigid as the old executive committee. Why, we've hardly been able to get a clear message out until recently.
When Graham finally shut up.
It isn't easy keeping a town like Stellar Bay afloat, especially without the board's backing. We need that frequency to reach our trading partners.
There must be another way for you to do business.
Indeed. That's why it's imperative that MSI be reinstated onto the board. And the first step is getting the Bolt 52,
I've got to go.
Now we have to do what is certainly the most important. Oh, well, let's do this first.
Have you
Oh,
talked to
yeah.
Sebastian yet? What did he say?
Grip asked me to check with you about his tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Thanks, I'll do that. Oh, he's just right there.
Are you? You're not Ghost. Okay.
Oh,
Hello,
good.
stranger. Can I interest you in a raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
Let's see what you have.
Oh, good. Celia hasn't come by in a few days, so I haven't sold much.
Wonderful.
I don't...
Just to make matters worse for you, bud.
You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
Let's talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
She likes you.
Nice of you to say. I like her too.
She's interested in you. Romantically.
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for raptidon tongues.
Don't take my word for it. Spend some time with her. I promise she won't ask for a discount.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well. But we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
I'm just going to ignore you until you go away.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
What do you see in this guy?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Good to have standards, I guess.
I know what I'm looking for.
That's all I need to know.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
He said he'll go on a date with you.
I'm so tempted to veto that and say I'll talk to you later, but I'll stick with it.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on?
Look, you've got your chance. Have fun and don't overthink it.
Oh, I will. Now I've just got to figure out which jumpsuit I'm wearing and how I'm fixing my hair, or maybe I should go with a casual look? Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
That was good enough that I can shoot better now. All right. How are we doing? Is that a good place to wrap?
That might be a good place to wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh. Can't hit him, he's a ghost.
Stop the Monarch broadcasts.
They definitely stopped now that he's dead.
Yeah, it automatically stopped them, yeah.
Watch a pro at work. I'll fix you right up. Not bad, huh?
This is the wrong armor choice for this fight.
Oh, this is the perfect time to try your grenade launcher. Nice. On the health packs.
Yeah. Nyoka, I don't know who you are. But... Oh wait, we've
Ooh.
talked to you.
Yeah, you're the potential companion that we... We're just gonna keep doing that, huh?
Well, you know.
I guess this one's non-canon, so...
Yeah. Where are you going?
And she doesn't want to fight.
What? What's
Oh,
wrong?
We got terrified citizens again. Okay, that's enough cowering. Back to work.
Let me just lean right here.
Back
Here
to
we
work
go.
standing on the street corner. But now I won't do business with you. Because I'm kind of terrified. See Sebastian's cool. They go away.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! He was... Okay, he had a top hat, but he was not wearing it. What does she see in him?
He was saving it for the date.
Okay, okay.
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 We're just gonna mill around now, if that's alright. Where's Big Boss Guy?
Hmm. Should be over by Nyoka.
Hmm.
He was by that wall.
Yeah. Strange. I think that's the cherry on the sundae.
Yeah. We didn't die. That was weird.
Yeah. Sorry everyone. We'll try and die
We'll,
better next
we'll
time.
do, we'll do better next time.
Thank you for your patience.